Hello, welcome to My Life in Spain. My name is Mark, and today we're out on the Avenida Hispanidad having a beer at Chaffland. Now, a while back, I got several people asking me in the comments why we decided to move to Alcoy rather than somewhere down on the beach. And it's a valid question, and there's some reasons behind it. First of all, let me set the scene, if you like. Most people, when they come on vacation to Spain, it's the beach. It's Costa Blanca, Costa del Sol. Now, being there, it's mostly tourists. It's very transient. Somebody comes for a week, then they leave, and then new people come for a week, and then they leave. But many people who decide to retire in Spain, they choose what they know. They decide to get someplace down by the beach and live there. Now, the advantages to this are that in the tourist resorts, pretty much everybody speaks English. And it's kind of funny, but people have a tendency to want to live where people from their own country live. I mean, there's a town on the Costa Aurelia, which is south of Alicante, called Torrevieja. And it's full of English people. And the reason it's full of English people is it's a holiday resort. It's relatively inexpensive compared to other parts of the Costa del Sol. And everybody pretty much speaks English. You've got English menus, you've got English fish and chips, you've got English pubs. So English people fit in. Then if you move up the coast a little bit, you've got a town called Albir. Now, Albir I like better than Torrevieja. It's much better. It's also more expensive. But Albir has a really large Dutch community. For some reason, all the Dutch people that come to the Costa Blanca want to live together, and they all live in Albir. Go a little bit further up. Actually, no, go a little bit further back towards Alicante, past Benidorm. Benidorm's another English place, and many people love Benidorm. Benidorm gets 5 million visitors a year. It's not for me. It's just it's a rowdy place. It used to be a fishing town back in the 50s, and then they opened it up for tourism in the 60s when package holidays became a big deal. Same thing for Torrevieja. Torrevieja had two industries. It had salt and it had fishing. Now, it's had salt flats that have been harvested ever since the Roman times. So then in the 1960s, they saw an opportunity to attract tourists, excuse me, and they started building places for tourists to live. Now, most of these places were either apartment buildings, apartment blocks, or what they call urbanizations. An urbanization is kind of like a planned neighborhood where all the houses are the same. They have a communal pool, communal tennis court, that kind of thing. And it really wasn't for me, this type of life. I didn't want to live with a bunch of tourists. I didn't want to live around people that spoke my own language. I wanted to live in Spain properly. So I looked into places to go, and I don't think I mentioned it, I forgot. Viljosa in Alfes del Pi, it has the largest Norwegian community outside of Norway. So they even got a Norwegian hospital there, so that tells you something, right? So I didn't want to be around tourists. Also, in touristy areas and expat areas, prices are way more expensive. And initially it feels like you're on permanent vacation, but that soon wears thin, you know. And if you're down there surrounded by other English speaking people, you're not going to really try hard to speak Spanish. So anyway, we looked at places inland, and the first time when I came here 16 years ago, we moved to a small town of about 12,000 called Cosentina, and I bought a bar. Now, luckily, I don't know if you saw the bar video or not, luckily I ran the bar for a couple of years, and I decided it wasn't for me. I didn't really like it. Now, Costantina has about 12,000 people, and while it was okay, I mean, they had a few expats living there, but not that many. And a lot of them went back to the UK. Mostly they were British. A lot went back to the UK when the pound sterling lost its value against the euro. So things weren't so cheap for people anymore on a pension or a fixed income. So many left. We lived there for, I'm gonna say 4 years. And then we owned some land in Slovakia and we sold it. Now, rather than buy a house, we were renting at first, and we were paying $450 a month from a really nice, like brand new 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. And so this was 16 years ago. When I say $450, this probably apartment now is more like $700 a month. So we decided what we would do. We would move to Alcoy, because Alcoy was the regional city around all the smaller towns like Costantina and Beni Marful and all these Beni Ares and Beni Soda and all these places where everybody had to go if they needed to go to the hospital. Or they had health centers in the little towns, but if you needed to see a specialist or something, you had to go to Alcoy. Also, a lot of the clerical work you needed to do, you needed to go to Alcoy. So we decided, well, let's move to Alcoy. For me, Costantina was a little bit too small anyway. Now, Alcoy has a population of about 62,000. So it's not big and it's not small. And it's a nice city. So I thought, okay, we'll move here. We found an apartment. We bought it pretty cheap. And then we stuck some money in it and fixed it up how we wanted it. And we've been here now for 12 years. Now, the advantage to living in Alcoy over living on the coast is the price. You'll get something here for about half the price you'll get down on the coast, whether you're renting or whether you're buying. There's a big difference in prices. Secondly, there's no tourists here. It's a working Spanish city. And back in the turn of the century, not this one, the one before, 1800s to 1900s, Alcoi was very wealthy because of textile mills, kind of like pretty much like the north of England. And the city got rich. Some people got very wealthy. So if you go into the center here, they have what they call modernist buildings. Now, modernism is, I think it's called in the US and in the UK, Art Nouveau. So Art Nouveau style buildings, and they're really quite beautiful. So that sets it apart from down on the coast where everything is pretty much new. So we have a history here in Alcoy. It's even got medieval city walls. You won't see anything like that down on the coast. What you might see is a tower, like Torre Vieja or something. That's named after a tower, a watchtower, when they used to have pirates coming from Africa here. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a leaf blower in the background behind me. Yesterday we had a really violent storm. I'll put a clip of it in the video because I filmed it with my telephone. And it was pretty bad. We had winds up to 135 kilometers an hour. This is really amazing. It's absolutely pouring. It's like a tornado almost. You can see all the things flying through the air. You can hear the wind. Look at this. Wow, we needed the rain, but not this bad, I don't think. I'm going inside. This is getting rough. And today, when I went out, there's many trees had fallen down, including one that I saw that crushed the car. It was actually the rain we had yesterday afternoon, evening, was the first rain we've had in about 4 weeks. So it was well needed because everybody was on alert for wildfires, forest fires. So everybody wanted the rain, they just didn't want the devastating winds that came with it. Another reason I chose Alcoy was when I was in my 20s, I worked in Lebanon. I worked in East Beirut, and all the wealthy Lebanese, they had summer homes in the mountains that they would go to. They'd leave their apartments in the city and move up into the mountains to their summer homes because it was much cooler than being down on the coast by the sea. Beirut, if you've been there, you know it's right on the sea. So they would go to about 1,000 feet. I think they went to a town called Brumana. Now Alcoy is at a similar altitude. So what that means is when everybody's sweating and they've got tons of humidity down on the coast, here in Alcoy in the evening you can sleep without the air conditioning on. So it makes a big difference. Okay, next thing. Alcoy is the real Spain. It's not the English menu Spain or the touristy Spain. It's people live here and work here. They don't rely on tourists, so there's no tourism to speak of. But we're surrounded by natural beauty. We have two national parks. We have the Sierra Mariola and Font Roja, and then there's a mountain in between here and Benidorm called Aitana. And up on Aitana they have a NATO early warning base. Now it's run by the Spanish, but it used to be run by the Americans years ago. I like living here. You feel a part of the community. Your friends are Spanish. How can I put it? It's not, you don't speak English every day unless you're speaking to one of your English friends or American friends, and you have to learn Spanish to get by. I know all my neighbors. If I lived down on the coast, I guess I'd know some of them that were there year round. But here also it's a mixture of young people, older people. It's just a nice place to live, and you can afford to live here. I would say in Alcoy you can buy a really nice apartment for like 100,000 euros, or you can rent for 650 a month. And if you're getting the public healthcare system, even better. I got into it because I had the bar and I paid taxes. So I have public health, Spanish public, free public. Well, it's not free, with taxes pay for it, but I don't have to pay anything. If you need private insurance, also that's not expensive. Another thing here living in Alcoy, you don't need a car. There's bus lines, there's 5 different bus lines. There's a train station, there's a bus station. You can get to wherever you want to go. The airport in Alicante is about 40 minutes away. Alicante City is 40 minutes away. Valencia is an hour away. No, I liked Valencia. I thought about Valencia because I really like it. It's a super city, super nice city. It's got the beach, it's got everything. But the prices were too high. And again, in the summer, tourists everywhere. So, I sound like I don't like tourists. Well, it's true, I probably don't. But I worked in casinos for over 30 years, and I'm really gone off people. I got to see people at their worst. So I prefer this where my life is here now. I mean, we know our neighbors. We have our local bar where we go for coffee. We go to the mercados for shopping. We have a nice life here, and you can walk everywhere, so you don't even need a car. If you budget correctly, you can live in Spain for, I would say, less than half what you're paying in the United States to live. So if you're retired and you've got enough money that you don't need to work, you have passive income, you can live very, very good in Spain.